The Performing Arts collection holds several thousand costume designs and set designs. There's about 500 costume designs that relate to J.C. Williamson productions. J.C. Williamson Company specialised in purchasing rights of overseas productions to be restaged. As part of the process, production data, including costume designs, often were imported to Australia. These particular ones are a series of designs from the musical Choo Chin Chow, and they were donated to the collection by Lady Viola Tate, and they supplement the existing J.C. Williamson archive. Choo Chin Chow was one of the hits of the London stage during the First World War. It premiered in 1916 and ran for 5 years with a record-breaking 2,238 performances. It was written by Oscar Ashe, who was born in Geelong, and he starred in the production alongside his wife Lily Brayton. Based on Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves, Choo Chin Chow was an extravaganza full of oriental imagery, as these designs show. They are original designs by Percy Anderson, and they were brought out to Australia when the production was staged here in 1920. It was actually first staged by Hugh D. McIntosh at Melbourne's Tivoli Theatre, and it was later sold to Williamson's. Williamson staged it over a number of years. The majority of costume designs imported for J.C. Williamson's were by Attilio Comelli. He was born in Italy and worked in London theatres for many years. He worked mainly in ballet, pantomime and musical theatre, and was in fact contracted by J.C. Williamson in 1910 to produce pantomime designs directly for Australian productions. These are some examples of Comelli's work for pantomime, and his designs are often very whimsical. This is from Mother Goose, 1915 design. This is how Comelli often signed his work, and he often used the date 1915 without the one in front. This is another from the same production. This is a design for a soldier from the pantomime Humpty Dumpty, also by Comelli. And there's a series of these in the collection, all using variations of the egg motifs and yolk effect. A lot of the designs have had handwritten notes added to them. They're annotations giving directions to costume staff that would have been making the costumes here. This design indicates that certain props were to be supplied from Paris. These designs are also by Comelli. They're from the musical comedy Tonight's the Night, which was staged in 1916. They're interesting because they have swatches of fabric attached to them, which give a clear indication of what the costumes would have been like. As well as the fabric on this one, there's also a detail. These designs are from a musical called A Runaway Girl, and they were designed by Charles Wilhelm in 1898. They're the earliest of the Williamson-related designs that we have in the collection. The production was staged here in 1902. Wilhelm was known for his historical accuracy, also his exquisite detail in rendering the designs. This is a costume design from the pantomime The 40 Thieves, which was staged in Australia in 1922. This design's for seahorses and sea urchins, played by children, and it also details the act and scene that it was to be used for. Over the years, some costume designs were dispersed beyond the Williamson Company. It's satisfying to know that some of these have come back to the Performing Arts collection to supplement the others that have come directly from Williamson's.